Guys, welcome to another podcast here with the Bestwick group. Here with Ty, the founder and owner of Bestwick Media, and myself, Mitchell Bestwick, obviously owner of the Bestwick Real Estate and part of Bestwick Media as well. So episode 1 was so good, we decided to keep it under wraps. So it hasn't been released, but
don't think it will be either.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a special release down the track. But guys, we wanted to start building a bit of a community-focused podcast that kind of expands on what we're doing in our immediate space, which is real estate and media, but also build and help add some value to the community magazine, which is in essence built for the community.
Well, that's it.
About the community, and we want to highlight the small businesses and special events that are occurring within our community of Bathurst and Blaine.
That's it, everything that makes it great.
So we've ticked over how long now with the magazine?
We've just done our 14th issue.
14th edition.
Just over a year.
And
fantastic.
The exciting part is it's been growing organically.
Yeah.
We've been trying to give it a little bit of injection of energy and interest, but we're starting to see a few local businesses really get behind it.
And reach out to us to be in it, it's exactly the sort of, exposure and growth that we wanted, that people are excited to be a part of it now. Yeah.
And with that, in obviously the period, we've brought in some advertising packages and things in there. We've actually done donations into the community and into charities around about $5,000.
Yeah,
about kind of where we're at. So really exciting. So local businesses getting exposure, getting advertising. We're doing obviously some content creation for their business off their advertising, and all the money that's collected from the local businesses are actually being redirected into the community through charities and special groups that are making a difference. So obviously if you are interested in knowing more or being a part of it, just reach out, Ty, myself, any of the team here at Bestwick, as I think it could be something truly special once the community gets behind it. So the reason for the catch up today, we thought we'd better do it earlier in the day. I've just come back from an amazing experience of all places in Las Vegas to go and do a work conference. I've copped a fair bit of heat going work conference, but no, it was there. I spent almost a week there. 4 out of the 6 days was just pure work. Like, it was all content. It was all about growth and what's say being parts of some big players in the world, like millionaires and billionaires, what they've done and what they've brought into their businesses to obviously get great success. And I can tell you, being over there in that kind of environment, the energy,
I saw it from your video. It's just amazing energy in the room.
It was insane. So I don't think I've ever been in a room that had that kind of energy for 7,500 people. Yeah, I've been at the MCG for 2 Melbourne teams going at each other and trying to kill each other. Obviously, when you've got 100,000 people, the energy is a bit different. To be with 7,000 people from all around the world, there was 150,000 that paid to do it online.
But they're all focused. They're all there to
very really different energy to bring value to the world, to bring value into their team's life. And the big theme on it was to obviously help bring in great wealth within the team and the people that are kind of in your sphere. Yeah. And make a difference. And that was fantastic.
There's some huge speakers there,
Look, I've had to write them down because over 3 days of speakers and the caliber, some of them I have never heard of.
Sure.
Absolutely never heard of. Yeah. And then that in itself was pretty cool because you just have no expectations.
Sure.
So we had a guy called Ivan Kaufman. He manages $50 billion of property.
Crazy.
So 50 billion is insane amount of property around the world, and got to understand a lot about him. Had Eric Trump, love the Trumps, hate the Trumps. This is the second time I've heard him speak. Yeah. And obviously for someone who's obviously got a big name, a big shadow to obviously have to overcome and create his own identity. Yeah. He was fantastic. And you can imagine if you have a little problem in your life and it's a big thing, imagine being indicted 160 times and coming out the other side. Like, there's some of these problems and that they have, and they come up, they lift themselves up, they get out. He was an amazing speaker. Robert Herjavec, most probably don't know the name, but it's one of the sharks from the Shark Tank.
Right.
He's on the Australian version, the American version.
Yeah.
So he's created his own wealth from nothing. He spoke really well. There was a guy called Bob Duggan, one of the hardest people I've ever had to take notes on. He was at a huge speed and energy, and he broke down all these words into the key meanings in the English language, and by the end of it, you were exhausted. Like, you needed a time out to get out. But yeah, someone like that you laugh at, but he's created multiple billion-dollar companies. He sold them. The man knows what he's doing. But yeah, really good. I'm looking forward to getting that content back to him. Try and slow it down. Instead of speeding it up like you do, I'm going to take it down the other way. But then there were some big names that were there, which were really cool. So Martha Stewart, never really heard much about it. I mentioned to Sheridan, and she instantly went to the jail term for tax fraud. But she's an amazing businesswoman outside of all that.
Very successful.
And obviously made a bad choice somewhere along the lines, but she was amazing. Jimmy Johns, I've never heard of him, but this man made himself into a $3 to $4 billion man making sandwiches. He just started with 25 grand.
Wow.
He was going into hot dog stands, and then he's transitioned into sandwiches, and built this company over 20 years, 30 years, and who thought, like, obviously making sandwiches and scaling, you could be worth $3 to $4 billion. But the main ones that you probably have heard from is Mike Rowe. He's founded and started Dirty Jobs, which turned into the catalyst that made all the other reality shows possible, like Ice Truckers, Outback Truckers, like all those styles has come from him, and he spoke really well. I've actually heard his speech before, but still had me laughing. And it was. If you ever get a chance, find Mike Rowe, find his story, and you'll have a good laugh. And while you understand what he's been through, but the big one was Ryan Reynolds.
Saw that. That's amazing.
I've had Ryan Reynolds at a real estate conference last year that we went up to the Gold Coast. That was by satellite. Him in person, it was cool. But
he's got a great energy.
Great energy, but what you see in Deadpool is his actual personality. He hasn't changed. He's got the same humour, the quick wits, but very smart, and he's built himself up from a blue collar family. But there was a lot of similarities and kind of key points in a lot of their talking. Like the notes I've taken over there, like, I don't know if you can see it, like most of my notebook is gone in 3 days. But it was all about speed to implement, speed to make decisions. Obviously try not to focus on being purely perfect, like just get in, get going, and hence why this podcast is in number 2. We'll make it better. But obviously it was really cool. But one thing that was really interesting, and outside of the product that I bought, which is going to be really cool for the team here and Ty, where we've bought, say, a structure and a sales system that is what's created this company that I went over to watch. And Grant Cardone, who some people know, and when I put a few posts up, a lot of people, not only just in Bathurst, but around my friend group in the socials, a lot of them knew him, and they're not in the real estate game, but they understand and seeing what he's done and what he's built. But he's created this, and he was gathering millionaires and billionaires to help a lot of us succeed. But we bought some software and a sales system that's going to be implemented. It's going to be really cool here. But the other thing they're doing, they're going in, or they've got a company in the health side of things, and I'm looking at doing it. Sheridan's a little bit slower on the board, but I'm going to do a gene test.
Right.
And you pay for it. It's not cheap, but it will go off and they'll do 100 tests on your genes, and it will spit back a report on what foods you should eat, what foods you shouldn't eat.
Wow.
It's going to obviously explain what type of exercise is right for your body and your genes and your hereditary breakdown. Like it's going to be an amazing piece that implemented, it takes out all the noise.
Yeah.
They're going to have itemized supplements that are personally designed for you and your body. So it's all engineered, and like it was amazing hearing him talk about it. But they're going to engineer supplements that release in your body at the certain parts of the day to make sure that this isn't overfighting this and then neutralising it. This is going to be released first and then this in the afternoon, because this will have the most effect in your body in the morning. Yeah. So it's like a slow release iron, I think it was, where a lot of times you take the supplement and you get the whole dose. Yeah. And within 30 minutes of having that, it's only, it's used 75% of its kind of usage, which should have been spread out over the day. So that's why you kind of go up and lose energy and then up. So, yeah, it was really cool. So it's got this DNA test and then it will come back. It'll take probably 7 months to be tested. And I saw one of the staff members report and it broke down everything. And it's going to go into an app where you can literally take a photo of the menu. AI will read it and then spit out what is the best for your body and breakdown. So some pretty cool stuff.
That's cool stuff.
And that's the first layer like they're going to go through. So amazing conference. I expect to hit the wall very soon because, I touched down yesterday.
Exactly.
And then I had a 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Zoom with the training and the organisation. So not only have I just come back, I've got up at 2 a.m. So I'm staying out of sync, but it'll be pretty cool. So that's a bit of a rundown. If you want to know more, love to chat to you, love to show you some of the notes. If you're interested in that kind of growth and some of those speakers and what they offer. But, let's transition into Bestwick Media. What's happening in that digital space?
Look, it's been a huge launch to the business. We've, obviously people who haven't heard, we stepped out last November and started serving the wider community. As you know, we'd got all our stuff here, quite polished and decided that it was time to, let other businesses, events and organisations within our community benefit from what we've been able to do with our media side. I mean, I think we've got quite Bestwick Real Estate has quite a good reputation as marketing in town. We strive to make sure our material is top quality and really, makes an effect online and
engage people's emotions.
That's it.
Highlight and showcase. In our case, a lot of it's the property.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Or the lifestyle that you can get where, for other businesses, it's their product or even their people.
Their story. So we've had lots of local businesses get on board with us. We're in the middle of filming promotional videos, doing headshots, promotional photos for different organisations and shops within town. And, it's just it's really, really exciting that there seems to be, a real need for what we're providing in town. Professional quality content, but at an affordable rate. So, small businesses can actually benefit for us, not just for the big players kind of thing.
And one big thing is there's no lock-in contracts. There's no, you must use it for 12 months. If you just want one hit of content or you want one event kind of captured, cool. We want to be able to assist whenever it's important or obviously build a relationship where that the content and the quality is coming out.
Exactly.
We don't need an agreement to hold you in our business because we're not confident on the caliber and the type of media and content that you're going to get.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it's not
anything from one headshot to a full TV ad campaign, we've already done that entire scope. So, anything if your business organisation needs anything, we're here.
Yeah, we'll try it.
Yeah.
And if it's not right, we'll tweak it.
That's it.
So, obviously, if you want to just get a feel of it, saw something coming back, which I thought was really cool. You did park runs, 400th event, was it?
Yeah, well, they've got the 400th coming up this Saturday. So that was, we'll be down there getting some more footage as well and doing another video for that.
And how much did you charge for that park run video?
That was $880.
$880 for that, which is cool. So that's laid over multiple sessions. That's all the editing.
Yes.
And already it looks like it's got great engagement.
Yeah, it's been having great traction. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously something new, something fun, just reach out. We'll make anything work. If you've got a limited budget, we can obviously work something out there. But
absolutely.
We can scale it to being full service. We can obviously drill it into something quite unique and small initially to start. So.
Exactly. But we've also got businesses looking at regular content as well, which is another way we can do things. So, smaller content kind of packets, but done regularly so that you can keep your online presence kind of really active and make sure that you don't fall out of your customers' minds.
Perfect. So, with the Bestwick Media and the package there, with the sponsorship that we've got in the Bestwick Magazine, part of that is Bestwick Media obviously contributing to your donation into obviously the community side of things, but also the marketing advertising. So a couple of the companies that have come across, what have they got in the way of added value with the marketing or the advertising donation? So I know we've gone and done an interview with the business and got a feel of what they're about.
Yeah.
What else is kind of being thrown in there?
Yeah, so there's, obviously through our multiple social media channels, there's an opportunity for these businesses to reach a whole new audience. We're just nearing on 4,000, I think, with the Bestwick Real Estate page, which, since I've come into the business, I've been working hard on building that audience. Bestwick Media is still quite young, so give it a follow, give it a like, get on board. But it's it's starting to build, and we'll organically build in a place like this because we're doing so much within the community. Everyone knows everyone, so hopefully that will kind of spitball and build our following from there. But so it allows you multiple channels to kind of promote your brand. Get video content you can use for your own stuff, get photo content. So it really is. You're not just getting a little article in a magazine. You're getting a whole suite of kind of marketing, but as well as that, you're actually donating to the community. It's not going into our pockets. You've been fronting the cost for this magazine for the entire time. So it's all about really by the community, for the community, and making sure that goes straight back in.
Yeah, and obviously we certainly get our properties in there. So we don't miss out, but it does cost us a fair bit of money to go through the production and the print. Ty obviously puts a lot of energy and time in, as well as donating the content to the businesses that are obviously supporting the product. And what we want to see is the actual magazine take over and become a mixture of pretty much the Western Advocate, the what it used to be called, the photo news, and then
as well as the What's On in Bathurst page on the and Blaney
and councils just stop the handout of the printouts of What's On. So we'd love to see it build. The target is ideally $10,000 a month in advertisement and support, and if we can get $10,000 a month, that's over $120,000 a year of, say, small business money getting greater advertising, supporting the community, and local, say, organisations getting in injections of cash through what I believe is a very unique and special, say, media that could become very, very important to the community. And one thing that I've noticed that has come through is not only is the magazine, which is tucked out the back there, in the high traffic locations, it's also in the smaller businesses that obviously will benefit from that foot traffic.
And that's across Bathurst and Blaney, as we obviously have an office in Blaney, so we've been making an impact in both areas.
But you've found a way to become a digital reading platform for it as well.
So as of last month was the first one. It's now available as a PDF. Just keep an eye on our social media. There's a link there posted each month for each one. And so you can pull it up on your iPad, on your phone, wherever you want, and have a quick read. And so that's already, we can see from the analytics of that's already extending the audience big time. Obviously, the convenience of just being able to click one button and have a little flick through it. And we've been having inquiries on properties we've got in there who have specifically mentioned they've got it through the magazine. We've had people come into the local businesses that have put there and say that they've seen it. So it's really gaining traction and taking off.
And the next edition's out very soon. So,
it is.
So
Going on that.
yeah, we'll quickly get out of here, wrap this up.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention, obviously there's now dates coming through on some changes in the tenancy laws. So there's been a lot of debate, a lot of concern throughout not only the industry but through the landlords and tenants space of some of these changes that are coming through in the tenancy laws. So as of the 19th of May this year, there are some new changes coming through. The changes are certainly giving the tenants a little bit more security and, a few more, say, rights throughout the process, which unfortunately I think it's going to cause the opposite effect of what the intentions were. And what I mean by that is we're already seeing through Victoria, now in New South Wales, that have obviously gone extremely heavy on some of these changes to maybe not keep it as balanced as it should, but certainly protecting the tenants. And obviously certain tenants are certainly being unfairly treated, and there is obviously some areas that within the industry and that department I think does need attention. And I'm not kind of veering either side. Like it has to be a fair transaction. But we're already seeing a lot of landlords looking at selling off their properties and their assets and taking the money out of that space with some of these changes and some of the proposed changes coming through where, they're at that age where they go, you know what, let's just liquidate it. Let's take this money and put it in shares. Like they're at that age where having the flexibility and the ability to liquidate these assets are actually leaving less properties in the industry to lease.
Yes.
Which in turn is, obviously giving the opposite effect of what we're talking about, where there's going to be an even greater shortage of rental properties soon. And the landlords that are picking tenants are probably going to get even tighter on their criteria on what they are willing to kind of say accept within the list of people that are going to be applying. So
I think we've seen a drop in the last few months over the available rentals online. So it's making it a bit harder.
It's going to funnel through and that's coming. But yes, these laws that we're talking about, and obviously happy to talk to tenants, happy to talk to landlords. People are looking at becoming landlords who are looking at investments, like happy to go into greater detail. But the main ones that are now just going to come in, there was, like I said, a wave that came in towards the end of last year. So this lot is the end of the no grounds terminations. So for people who aren't in this space, what can happen is currently at the end of a tenancy or once a lease is expired past its fixed term, a landlord can serve tenants notice to terminate the lease and not have any grounds or no reason around it, which obviously suits a change in a life circumstance or a change of direction. So, this change of no grounds evictions will mean that, the landlords will have to have certain reasons on why a tenancy is to be ended, and that's if it goes outside a fixed term. So inside a fixed term, if the landlords want it back, it'll be an end of fixed term termination, which may be an avenue landlords will take because they don't want to go into a non-fixed lease.
Sure.
So as a tenant, if you don't like signing another lease and you want to go into this space, it may actually be doing more damage for you and your ability to have that stability and that secure residence if you don't renew your leases. As a landlord, you just got to be obviously very, very focused on making sure you hit your dates if you do wish to get the property back or you do wish to go in a different direction from the current tenancy you had. So, that's going to be a very messy and a very stressful time for a lot of people involved in that space as it transfers over. New rules for pets. So the strata side of things have obviously been in front of us here, but there is going to be very little a landlord can do in order to stop you from having a pet at your investment property, let alone in the property. So there are going to be some rules that the landlord can reject a a tenant having a pet at the premises within the lease. So like one example is there's a small yard, but they've got a Great Dane or 2 Great Danes. That's probably going to be a reason for declining a tenant with a pet. But these changes are going to come into play very soon, and there's going to be a set form that needs to be done, and landlords have to act and respond within, I think it's 21 days.
Right.
And the final thing that's coming in this wave, and I think there's going to be some more coming through, is you've got to make sure tenants have a free way to pay their rent. You can't obviously use platforms that incur a fee for the tenants. So you've got to have the tenants being able to use a free platform, which can be like a bank transfer. So instead of the direct debit where we go in and take the money out, and if there's no money, there's the direct debit fees, the tenants are able to pay it into the trust account.
Annually,
Again, don't disagree with all those in principle. There's probably going to be a few things that could have been set up differently to keep it fair, but obviously it's going to be a very interesting time in this transition into the newest wave of changes within that space.
Sure,
happy to chat to you more about that. As you can see, I'm obviously seeing it from both sides, and happy to talk to both tenants and landlords, because at the end of the day, we all need somewhere to live. We all want to make sure that our environments are clean and safe, and in the long run, we all want to get ahead and come out having the best life and setting ourselves up with the best environment we
Exactly.
can. So, here at Bestwick, we want to make sure that we help as many as we can. So, other than that, obviously a few more podcasts hopefully coming our way. I'd love to get some of the businesses in, get to hear their story, get some, obviously local community groups in and understand what they're about, what they're doing, and help make this community magazine be stronger with a podcast that is about Bathurst and the community. So
if you want to be a part of it, or you got any suggestions of things that we should talk about, if you're afraid of being in front of the camera, as funnily enough, I actually am, but all good. Reach out to us. We're happy to take any suggestions and make it another community focused thing that we do.
We do. And to wrap it up, we're looking at trying to do, say, the best 3 things or funny things or worst things we've seen in Bathurst, say top 3. We're probably not really organised for this one, but what we did have come to our attention this morning is we had a snake.
We had a snake at the front of our building.
At the front of our building in Russell Street. It's going through social media at the moment. But centre of town, we had a brown snake in the Telstra box.
Decent sized one too.
Look, I would have been gone. But funny that. Right in the centre of town, brown snake in our out the front of our office.
So do be careful, you never know where they're running around.
That's it. If you see a snake, run. That's my advice.
That's it.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Obviously love to hear your feedback, positive, negative. Unfortunately, can't fix much of this. So the audio is going to be much better than the visual. But obviously love to get your feedback, love to have you involved. And let's make the Bathurst and Blaney community the best it can. Let's look after each other.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.